Hi there, this is Josie. Welcome to the YogaLocal podcast. Welcome back if you've been listening over the past few months, and welcome if this is your first podcast. If this is your first podcast, just be aware we're coming now into the back end of the month, and all our months are kind of themed to take us on a particular journey, and we've been going into a journey which takes us closer towards our dreams this month, using the power of our minds, our true creative imagination, being more connected to our soul and our spirit to really start to understand what maybe those dreams are. So next week we are going to bring everything together through the practice of Sankalpa, which is it's a bit like an intentional practice, but with a little bit more oomph. We're going to really embrace our power, our determination, our will, and just increase our resolve to actually follow through on what it is we say we want for ourselves. Okay, so there's no messing around this week. The job needs doing. Let's get on with it. No messing about, no drama, no fuss. Let's set this real firm intention. Sankalpa. It's our promise to ourselves that this matters, right? It's a soul-driven, deep desire that we're leaning into. And that's something I want to address really, because I think one of the things that holds us back is that there's this misconception in yoga that we should be free of all our desires, and it's somehow not spiritual, or it maybe feel a little bit egoic to want or to have dreams and desires. So this is something that may be getting in the way, but I want you to think about this, like contemplate, that was last week, contemplate on the idea that actually we need power, we need a little bit of drive to move through and follow through onto those things that matter the most. And if we don't focus on what it is that we really want from a soul level, then we're going to maybe get to fall into desires that maybe are not so self-supporting, not so aligned with who we are and what we want. In the Upanishads, there is this passage, and I'm going to try and get it right. So, we are whatever our deepest desire is. As is our desire, so is our will. As is our will, so is our deed. And as is our deed, so is our destiny. So to me, this is about, well, look what's in the driving seat here. What dreams, what desires are kind of playing out? Are they soul driven? Are they aligned with who you are? Or are you currently off course? Okay, are you just spinning the wheels, going through the motions? We have desires, right? And whether our desires are aligned to our soul or not, they are going to shape your life. So we need to get a handle on what it is we actually want, and whether we are actually plotting a course towards those bigger dreams, those bigger desires, and not wasting our time on fruitless activities that get us nowhere, or worse, drive us backwards. So how do we get that full resolve to keep us on our path of those soul-driven desires? Well, this is where the Sankalpa comes in. This is where we get intentional. This is where we don't mess around anymore. We go, right, this is what I want. How am I going to get there? And we start to set some real goals, some real promises to ourselves to follow through on those desires. Power is not egoic, right? Power doesn't have to be egoic, and power, just because we have power, doesn't mean we can't be spiritual. We just use our power for auspicious and greater goals and dreams. So I want you to create some Sankalpa Shakti in class next week. That's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be really working to own our strength, own our power, and direct it bang into those soul-driven desires and dreams. And I want you to start setting some promises to yourself, right? We have one life. I know we don't like being reminded, right? We have one life. How are we living it? Are we living it into the blueprint that will get us closer towards those deep driven desires that we all have, that all imprinted within us? Or are we just wasting time? Are we wasting time? It's not an easy path, right? Because there is stuff that we are going to have to do that's going to be uncomfortable, and our practice is designed specifically to help us deal with that feeling of discomfort. You know, every time we go into a pose and we have to hold it for 10 breaths, you know, and we start to witness the mind going nuts because it just wants to get you out of that posture. These are the moments where we bring in that resolve, we bring in that power, we understand we're way more capable than we ever imagined. And we start to really use practice, not just to get fit, but to get more capable, to get more steady, to get more purposeful, to be able to understand more of who we are and what those deep soul level desires actually are. So then we can plot a course and go after them, and go after them fully with your whole heart and soul. You know, really, you know, I often say in class, you know, we've got 1 hour, like, let's make this really potent, let's make this high quality, let's set our intentions, let's follow through on our promises to ourselves. You set your time, then actually work fully in that moment to make the best quality choices you can in those moments that are going to move you forward, progress you forward. So Sankalpa, this tool of intention, that's what we're going to be highlighting throughout the next week. That's what you're going to be encouraged to tune into through the app, the YogaLocal app. I really encourage you to, if you want this as your path, right, and you need the support and you want to be able to kind of keep on track, you're going to need accountability, you're going to need to keep showing up for yourself, but also to have that person, that community, you know, that space that's going to hold you and keep you accountable for these very deep promises that we have. And there's nothing worse than reneging on a promise that you make to yourself, right? That's what brings mistrust. That's what brings self-doubt in ourselves. That's what keeps us playing small, right? So join our community if you've not already on the YogaLocal app. You can access it through our website at yogalocal.co.uk. It's a free space, it's a private space, but it's free to join. There's other areas where there are subscription options, but everybody can come in, everybody can take part, everybody can lift each other up and support each other in their dreams. I want you to tell me what your dreams are, like put them into the world in the form of speech, you know, put a post-it note up on your wall, I don't care, but let's start to actually believe that, you know, we have all the tools to follow through on our soul-driven desires, because that is what we were born for, right? These soul-driven desires are imprinted us, and they're drawing us, they're pulling us. It's like a deep need in us to fulfill them. And as soon as you align into that, everything's going to start to fall into place to move you into where you're supposed to go. And that's that essence of being in that flow state, being supremely connected to who you are, so everything starts to line up. It's like when nature just works, right? Nature just works. It doesn't have to fight. It doesn't have to force. It works intuitively. It's got this creative intelligence enmeshed within it, and so have we. So we just need to align with it through our practices, commit to ourselves, make those promises, and I promise you, it won't do you wrong. It won't serve you wrong. So anyway, intention, Sankalpa. Let's do this. Make those promises. What is your promise? I want you to let me know in the comments. Let me know when you come into class. Don't be afraid to voice your dreams. Make them happen. And I look forward to being on that path with you as they come true. Okay, that's all for now. I hope you're inspired. See you next week and see you in class. Bye for now.